Okay, so we started recording, so can everyone give a thumbs up that they're okay to confirm that this can be made public? Okay, so I just want to say thank you to Cassie for being, the team leader for the recruitment team and holding everything down and, doing the great things that you've been doing, the great, effort that you put into, getting, HubSpot down and, handshake. So thank you for doing all of that. And could you tell us a little about yourself, who you are, what school you attend, what are your academic and professional aspirations?
Yeah, so I am Cassidy Wright, as Tatiana mentioned. I go to the Colorado School of Public Health. I'm currently in my second year of my Master of Public Health degree with a concentration in health systems management and policy. And my professional aspirations in the future, I would like to work in healthcare administration somewhere within a hospital.
So what first attracted you to Uniting for Action?
Yeah, so originally I was drawn to Uniting for Action, just really interested in the groundbreaking work that Jared and all of the team members were doing. And then just after my first meeting with Jared, seeing how enthusiastic and excited he was about the project, I was really excited to join and see, the role I could play in helping everything progress and move along. And yeah, it was just, it's a really cool opportunity. I feel like when you're an intern at Uniting for Action, you get to do a lot of things that you might not get to in other places just because, it's run by students mostly. And so you get a lot more opportunities. So yeah.
And then what were you hoping to get out of doing an internship with Uniting for Action?
During my time at Uniting for Action, I definitely wanted to gain, a lot more skills as far as leadership and management skills go. Again, my master's has a concentration in health systems and management and policy. So I definitely wanted to get a lot of that management aspect and just learn. I got to do that a lot with being the leader of the recruitment team and working, with other students and sort of helping guide their experiences as well. So yeah, that was a lot of it. And then just again playing my part in the groundbreaking work that Jared is doing in any way that I could, really.
So would you say that, Uniting for Action has met or exceeded your expectations?
Yeah, I think Uniting for Action has definitely met and exceeded my expectations. I've gotten a lot more hands-on experience than I think I initially even expected. I got to do a lot of work on different, platforms with customer relationship management platforms and things like that. And so that was really awesome. I definitely got to, learn a lot more about managing teams. I had never really been in a leadership role that was this specific before. So that was really a cool and exciting opportunity for me. So yeah, I would definitely say that it exceeded my expectations just working with Jared and all the other students and the teams.
So I know you kind of mentioned this before, like being the recruitment team leader. So can you share some things that you've done a part of the recruitment team? And then, what are some examples? And if possible, share your screen.
Yeah. So yeah, I was only on the recruitment team just with the limited amount of hours that I had available. I led the team, but I wasn't a part of any other teams. So I'll just pull up some things that I did. I'll pull up HubSpot and I'll share my screen. So a big part of what I did, especially at the beginning of this semester, was migrating a lot of data. Well, me and the team. I didn't, do any of this all by myself. So I worked with the team to migrate data information from one HubSpot account to another and got everything, organized. So this is just an example of our HubSpot account that we have for student groups. But I helped facilitate, getting everything organized with different filters and different fields within HubSpot so we could categorize them and just do a lot of data management. That was something that I, brought in as a skill from my job that I have right now. And it was really cool to get to implement that in a way that, helped the team move forward. So yeah, I did a lot of organizing of the different student groups, career services offices, experts, things like that, so that we could be really organized in our way of communicating with them.
I know you did mention you were a team leader, but what was it like to be a team leader, and like what are some things you've learned by being a team leader?
Yeah, it was a really awesome experience being a team leader. I got to work closely with Jared and the executive team and sort of help facilitate not just for my team but giving ideas for the other team leaders to implement on their teams. I learned a lot of skills as far as how to manage people and set clear expectations and guidelines and be available for questions. And I worked as best I could to be an approachable team leader and be helpful and be available to my team. It was a really awesome experience. Like I mentioned before, I haven't really been in a leadership or a direct leadership role like this, where I actually had people, coming to me for questions. So it was a really awesome experience, and definitely something that I will take with me in the future, especially, as I advance through my career and things like that. Just having those skills of managing a team was really awesome. So I'm really glad I got that experience here.
I can definitely attest to that you've been a great leader. So
Thank you.
and going off to that, so like what are some valuable skills and experiences that you've gained being part of United for Action?
Yeah, so I definitely think that overall, my organizational skills have improved. I mean, I've always been a fairly organized person, but I feel like I had to, even increase that as far as um, knowing what I'm wanting to prioritize for the team for the week, and finding a way to convey that to the executive team and letting them know, what course we're on as a recruitment team, letting Jared know what steps we should take, and then also just trying to listen to the team as much as possible and recognize that their input is just as important as mine. And even if I have a vision, that they have very important roles to play, and that it's all of our teams. So yeah.
So how has United for Action helped you, take what you've learned in the classroom and apply it to the real world?
My brain just totally blanked.
Oh, that's
Uh,
okay.
yeah, so it's like a lot of the skills that I learned at Uniting for Action were more like management and people skills, I would say, is a big thing. It's definitely been awesome to apply, public speaking skills and things like that. Organizational skills, again, like I mentioned before. It was just, yeah, it was really cool to be a part of a team with people all over. And yeah, as far as the recruitment team goes specifically, I would say that, I applied a lot of other skills that I maybe learned in previous jobs and things like that. But there's definitely room for anyone's area of interest to apply skills from the classroom to the real world, depending on which team you're on. If you're on the research team, you can learn how to do more research more thoroughly in a real world setting. So yeah.
Have you found oh, my bad, sorry. So, while being at United Faction, have you found that it was accommodating with your schedule? And if so, how?
Yeah, I definitely have felt like Uniting for Action has been flexible and accommodating my schedule. I have a full-time job and I'm, busy a lot of the time, as we all are, students. Outside of the team meetings, which are, scheduled and, need to be attended when at all possible. It's nice to be able to work on the different tasks for the week on my own time and sort of at my availability, and just letting Jared know that. And he's been very understanding of that. And then at times when, I did have to miss a team meeting for a work event or for not feeling well, Jared was always very understanding and very flexible in accommodating that.
With your time here, have you found that the United for Action kind of community to be inclusive, welcoming, and empowering an environment? Sorry. No, no, continue, sorry.
No, you're good. Yeah, I've definitely found Uniting for Action to be inclusive, welcoming, and empowering. It's been really awesome to see, and meet people from all over the country. We're in different states, different time zones, and it's really cool to connect with people. We'd never be able to do something like that if we weren't remote. So I think that's a really awesome experience. Everyone that I have encountered in Uniting for Action has been very welcoming and kind and helpful. And it's just been a really awesome experience to connect with people from all over, that really want to, put time and effort into creating, the vision that Jared has created for Uniting for Action.
What would you say would be the best part about being a part of Uniting for Action?
I think the best part for me being a part of Uniting for Action, again, is just being able to do so much sort of boots on the ground work. Being an intern in other companies that might be more established, you don't get to see all of the little nuances and small things that go into, sort of building it up. So I think it's really cool as an intern at Uniting for Action to really get to be a part of the whole process and, speak your mind and let everybody know your opinions and sort of work through all of those together. It's been a really awesome experience to, know that you're part of creating it. You're not just working here. So yeah.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. And then would you recommend Uniting for Action to other people? And if so, why or why not?
Yeah, I would definitely recommend Uniting for Action to others. I think just, sort of like I've been saying throughout this whole interview, it really is an opportunity to make what you want of it. So for me, like I mentioned, I really wanted to gain a lot of, management skills, and being the team lead, I really got to do that. So it's almost like a choose your own adventure. You can, you know, decide what sort of competencies or skills that you want to, you know, advance, and then you sort of build it out from there. So I definitely think that it's a really unique and awesome opportunity at Uniting for Action that I would definitely recommend to other students.
So I know you're working and everything, but how would you use what you've learned in Uniting for Action to like further your career?
So definitely I would use all of, the management skills that I've learned. I'm not in a management position at my current job right now. So definitely keep those close, and, use those in my future career once I get my master's degree. So yeah, definitely.
And then the last question I had was what is some advice you would give to future Uniting for Action members?
I would say to just always give your input and speak your mind when things come up during the meetings. Jared's always asking for input, and he really does care about what you think. So just always, being engaged and tuned into what's going on, and really, using your voice to, improve what's going on at Uniting for Action, because, you know, your idea could be, a big deal and change a lot of things. And so just always, yeah, giving your input and speaking your mind.
Well, thank you so much, Cassidy, for being a part of Uniting for Action and doing this interview. So thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.